What's up, Gear Mortals? Trey Xavier here. We are doing a special live
and glowing edition.
Of, God damn it, Glenn, of Dear Gods.
Dear Gods?
Yeah. Get it? Dear Gods?
No.
Dear Gods? No, you don't get it? That's fine. I'll explain it to you when you're older.
Okay.
So
guess it would help if it was funny.
We're getting the questions live on Facebook here. And I've got a special guest, Glenn Fricker, who you may know from also the internet. And just this past week hit 200,000 subscriptions. How's it feel, Glenn?
I'm tired.
Yeah.
It's been a crazy week. I've been in LA this week, and I've actually held over in LA for a couple days thanks to my airline, Spirit Air. I got a nice email last night. Oh, your flight's canceled. Oh, lovely.
Yeah,
so
no explanation why.
Yeah, no explanation why. Just basically a giant fuck you, Glenn. You know, so.
They must have gotten the memo.
Yeah.
Fuck you, Glenn.
Apparently.
All right. So let's see. Let's check in on some questions and see what we got. Let's see. Sam Mansfield wants to know, Glenn, what's your opinion on the more extreme subgenres of metal like slam, gore grind, and shit? I think what he means is slam, gore grind, and shit.
Ah. Okay, I was gonna say I don't think I heard the shit subgenre.
Yeah, well, there's many subgenres that are shit.
Slam and gore grind. I don't really listen to that. I don't even know what the hell slam is.
It's like death metal with like it's more kind of chuggy, I think.
Okay.
I mean, there's kind of like a real specific sound to it. And
sure.
I couldn't really describe it particularly well. But anyway, gore grind is like grindcore, grind, like super grindy blast beats, death metal with lyrics about, you know, gore, like fucking splattery horror movie kind of stuff. Does that do anything for you?
Not in the least. I like singers.
Okay, you like singers.
I like people who can sing.
You like to hear people sing notes.
Yes.
And melodies.
Yes.
So you're a fucking pussy, is what you're saying. Glenn's a goddamn fucking pussy. Why aren't you one of you guys wearing a Rule 2 shirt? Asks Eden Villa.
All mine are in the wash.
Yeah, I don't own one because I don't. My mother would probably murder me if she saw me wearing a shirt with the word cunt on it.
Okay. Now who's the pussy?
Yeah. I'm scared of my mom. I'm not scared of you. Alfie Kemp wants to know, have you guys checked out the Horizon Devices Precision Drive? I just got mine today, and it's killer.
Can't say I have.
I have. I just got one 2 weeks ago, I think, in the mail.
Okay. And
it is very well designed. I haven't used it that much, but it does what is described. What it is, how it does. It does what's.
I've heard about it. I just haven't had a chance to try it.
Yeah, it's basically like a real fancy tube screamer.
Okay.
With a bunch of really cool different things. Okay, like it's got a variable attack switch, which is really cool for tightening up your palm mute sounds and stuff like that. It's got a bright or high-end something knob, and a built-in gate, which is really cool. Like a built-in, like a good quality, fast gate.
Okay.
With a little knob, like a knob. So yeah, so like for like real modern metal that's supposed to be really tight, it's good for making tight sounds at least. So I'm gonna have to spend a little more time with it. So I used it on I used it on the mayonnaise demo that we just put out this past week, and I think I kind of overdid it a little bit, but it's a really cool pedal. I just gotta use it better. Okay, Glenn, any cheap ways to get rid of amp hum? I live in an old house and it has ground problems.
This is one for Trey. I'm gonna go take a nap while Trey explains this.
Okay, well, so while Grandpa takes a nap, what you have to do first of all is narrow down. Is it a grounding problem with your electricity, or is it electromagnetic interference in the air? And the reason I say this is because I have electromagnetic interference in my apartment, and it's basically fucked. There's nothing I can do about it. So the way that I found that out was I turned off pretty much everything in my apartment and plugged into my laptop, which was plugged into nothing. Okay. And plug my guitar into my interface into the laptop. Okay, so nothing's plugged into power, and it was still noisy.
Yeah, you're fucked.
So I'm fucked. You might not be that fucked. Okay, so what you have to do is figure out if you have a ground loop, or if the electricity in your house just isn't grounded.
Two solutions would be the EbTech HumX or Hum Eliminator. That's a good place to start, and maybe some Fishman Fluence pickups as well. Those are quiet as death. They're great.
Wow.
Yep. I just recently installed a set in my Stratocaster, and like we're talking neck pickup, single coil, everything cranked on the amp, no noise.
Wow.
They're amazing.
That's cool.
They're very cool.
You know,
the new Fishman Fluence pickups are amazing.
I still haven't gotten to try them, and it sucks. I got to get on that.
I'll give you Ken's number. You can call him. Hey, Ken, what the fuck, man?
Talk to Ken.
Hey, Ken, what the fuck? Trey needs some Fishmans.
Well, I haven't asked him yet. It's not his fault.
Okay.
He doesn't know I exist.
Okay. That's okay. Most women don't either.
Yeah, well, not yet. What's the best
Wow, look
trick
at that
to
head.
control the low frequencies in bass?
Best ways to what?
Control the low frequencies in bass. I presume he means on bass guitar.
Yeah, compression, obviously.
Yeah, but what kind? Like which one?
Maybe a dynamic compressor. Well, of course they're all dynamic, but I mean like a targeted compressor, a multi-bed. You can,
okay, multi-band. Which one do you like? What do you like for plugins?
Just the one that's in Reaper. It does the trick. You don't have to get fucking super fancy with it. Just fucking, you pull it up if you really want to get a hold of bass frequencies on a bass guitar. Look at your frequency response. See what part's jumping around. Narrow up that part. Hit it with a 10-to-1 ratio. Just stomp down on it a little bit.
Yeah.
It's not rocket surgery, guys.
I'm a little bit dumb when it comes to compressors. I mean, and many other things, but specifically compressors. Yeah, that's a good answer. I think multi-band compressor is basically fucking black magic. Like that shit's amazing to me.
Okay. Again, the other thing you can do is in the context of a mix. Just use your bus compressor. Your 4-to-1 ratio. Your 30 millisecond attack, your slow, your fast release, that kind of shit, and just get about 4 dBs of compression happening on your mix, and that'll usually keep your bottom end under control quite well.
Cool. I just sold all of my pedals in my pedal board. My band is getting back together, and gigs are starting to line up.
Everybody's gonna be too drunk to notice.
Should I build a new one or go with the Axe FX route?
Nobody's going to notice.
So here's a great. So I've heard this quote.
The only people that will notice are you.
I thought this quote was amazing. The 2 happiest days in a musician's life are when he completes his pedal board and the day that he sells it.
Yeah, there you go.
And so I commend you on having sold your pedal board. I love pedals, but for live use, I don't give a fuck, and neither will anybody else. Okay, I suggest you go either the Axe FX route or the AX8, which is what I have. It's pretty sweet, or the Helix, something like that. There's a bunch of good shit on the market today. For live purposes, I honestly feel like maybe 50 to 60% maximum of your tone is getting out to the audience. So if you're spending fucking $400 on a pedal to get that perfect fine-tuned little thing, and you're playing at a fucking bar, you're an idiot. Nobody's gonna know if you're using a fucking Echoplex, the real deal with the fucking tape, or the digital version in the Axe FX. Nobody in their right mind will notice or care except for maybe you, if you have really good monitoring or just some kind of a multi effects unit. What am I supposed to do with this? Some kind of multi effects unit, whatever, something like that. Just keep it fucking simple. Focus on playing it well. Maybe you're amazing. Maybe you can do the tap dance and play right.
All right, pump the brakes. Seriously, I'm really simple when it comes to pedals. Gate and a delay. That's about it. Seriously, anything more is just fucking showing off.
Fair enough. I guess it also depends on what genre you're playing. If you're playing fucking shoegaze,
nobody cares.
No.
Even if prog, nobody cares. Dream Theater was interesting for the first song, and then it kind of got boring after that. I saw them back when they were on tour for Images of Words, and I thought, hey, great. They're playing along, and then the second song was kind of oh, okay. I'm going to get so much shit for saying that, but I know there's a lot of Dream Theater guys, but honestly, I thought they were kind of boring live.
Okay, if tone is max 60% at a show, what about using a solid-state amp compared to a tube?
Yeah, nobody's going to give a fuck.
Yeah, is tube that much difference? I'm talking about using amp.
Here. Okay. Instead of boring everyone to death, I'm going to answer this time. Here's an interesting thing. Tube amps do not like to be moved when they're warm. They like to be cooled down first before you move them. That way the tubes last longer. So tube amp's a big fucking liability. I mean, here's a great example. I mean, I'm backstage at Shinedown a couple of years ago, and I think In This Moment we're playing or something like that, and all the bands, it was 9 fucking bands playing the stage, and everybody's playing Kempers and Axe FXs. You know why? Because they don't break down.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's absolutely, and here's the, you know who noticed? Nobody.
Nobody.
Nobody at all. So, yeah, go for it. Go, solid state's
A couple of fucking nerds in the back like this, like, oh, they use a Kemper.
Yeah. Yeah.
Probably.
Nobody gave a shit. Absolutely nobody. Besides, when Shinedown finally hit the stage, yeah, he's using axe effects and whatnot, but there was a giant fucking thunderstorm going on in the middle of the fucking show, and so, like, yeah, nobody gave a fuck. Yeah.
Y'all coming to Summer NAMM in Nashville? Fuck yeah.
Fuck yeah, barbecue.
Every year, barbecue, son.
Yeah, we'll be at Monell's.
Ribs all
we'll
day.
Be at Edley's Barbecue. Yeah.
Fucking Edley's.
Yeah.
Noms all day long. All right.
Fucking love Nashville. Nashville's awesome. What
couldn't
blew me away
drag
about
me away.
Nashville, it's much more of a rock and roll town than I thought it would be.
Yeah.
It's not just, you know, it's not just fucking driving pickup trucks and humping your sister. There's actually some pretty cool people there.
Yeah. But, you know, we could go for whatever reason we want.
Yeah, this is true.
I don't have a sister, but I'll hump yours. All right, let's see what we got here. Xavier Pavez. I fucked that up. So, I'm having trouble with making time to practice at home, studying physics and stuff. That's important.
Yep.
Any advice to at least make a stable practice in a somewhat busy schedule? Greetings from Chile.
Don't play video games. Make your choices. Yeah, that's the thing. Something tells me you're not just studying. Because if you're playing video games, you could be playing guitar.
That's very true.
You know, how long do you spend on the can every day? You know, Dimebag Darrell used to write his riffs on the can.
That's true. I keep books near the toilet so that I get a little bit of reading done.
There's no reason you can't bring your guitar with you.
Yeah, or get one of those shred necks, you know, the little ones. The other thing that I would do is make sure that you're tackling just the things that you need to practice when you practice, and you're not just playing stuff that you already know, okay? Just, like, always learn something new when you're sitting down to practice. I would definitely do that. And that way you'll be making the most out of your practice time, you know? Learn a new song, learn a new technique, new scales, whatever.
Sure.
Another one from Alfie Kemp. What are your thoughts on putting pedals straight into an interface and using amp sims?
I like amps.
Yeah.
Pedals straight into the interface. I suppose it could work. There's some pretty good amp sims out there these days, so, you know, hey, fuck, why not?
I think that's cool.
You know, I like, you know, I mean, like, it depends on the pedal. I mean, like, you know, like an expression pedal, like a wah-wah or something. Yeah, absolutely. Go for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think anything that's not an expression pedal, you might as well use the digital version of it.
You know,
Like,
here's
why
the
use
interesting
the
thing.
hardware?
Well, here's the thing. I had Henning, me and him had this discussion there a few weeks ago in Germany, and he was saying, well, because you play differently when you're plugged in. And that's a very good point. He does you know, you get a delay on there or a chorus or something like that. It does affect your playing. So maybe you do want that pedal in there.
Yes. But what I was saying is that if you you use a digital version within your DAW instead of a pedal, then you're not printing like the sound with delay on or whatever.
Yeah, I know, but yeah, sometimes you want that though.
Yeah,
I've done it, you know, I've done both ways, and, you know, honestly, when you print the effects, they're done, and that saves a lot of fucking second guessing. When it comes time to mix, it saves a lot of dicking around. You will get your product faster.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
But you might be like, fuck, there's too much delay. I can't hear this guitar, and there's nothing I can do about it.
Sure.
So
that's how we used to do it when it counted.
It's less a matter of which one you should definitely do, and more a matter of you just need to consider those factors when you're doing it.
Mm-hmm.
So that'll do it. All right, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for watching on YouTube. And
yeah, pull my finger.
And you know, I hope you enjoyed this episode of Dear Gods. Thanks to everybody who submitted questions on Facebook, and we'll see you soon. Thanks for hanging out, Glenn.
Hey, thanks, Trey. Thanks for having me. All right.
And see ya.
Take it easy.